Hello everyone, welcome back to Party Wipe Gaming. I am Rindus, and once more we are playing Pyre. So, we finished our second liberation, right? Which means poor Tizo, or Lucky Tizo I guess depending on how you look at it, is in the Commonwealth. Which means our plans are a little further along. And we got a couple of lore things I was skipping over, so I'll go ahead and jump into them here. The Freedom Pact. We rid the land of an impending doom, but faced another of its kind, where we knew that we were trapped. Yet, for each danger which we faced, for every failed ambush by Arch, we met with gentle souls and kindred spirits in the downside, who deserved more than to fade from memory within this land. It was then that the stars themselves showed us the way, delineating a great voyage across the sea. Near broken we became, but then, at last, a moonlit vision, that of the rights. Thus shall we say the 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. Cool. The Flagging Hands. Beyond the valley lies the Flagging Hands, which could be called a swamp if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into a dark despair. Such were the environs. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bogs we dealt in as a tad. Oh, this is in the words of the witch lady. Okay. So she's like a tadpole, I guess. We grew accustomed to the dampness of the air and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. Twigs and beetles. It can be said the Flagging Hands are an acquired taste, recommendable for only those of us who only for those of us. I can't read today. Only for those of our same bent. I don't know where us was coming from. Or perhaps the downside's natives imps. And it's already hot. I'm turning the fan on or this is going to be really rough. It's the middle of November and it's still hot in Arizona. That's unbelievable. The sea surrounded the environs on 3 sides, appearing insurmountable at first. Alright. Oh, so much better. The Pit of Milithy. If there is one celestial landmark in which I would never again wish to tread, unless of course the stars beseeched me to, it has to be the pit. 'Twas dark in there beyond all reckoning. If not for Milithy's sorcerous lantern, all of us, we would all have been lost. What lies within the pit is not to be invoked, although I have no doubt our goodly Underking shall be unable to prevent himself from boasting of how Milithy sealed it there for an entire age. The thing yet lies there on the edge of death, though through its connection to the stars, it gives the pit significance. Walk there with courage and a steady mind. I wonder if that's Yzlak then, because they kept talking about how it's not quite dead. The Withdrawn. The Withdrawn did spawn forth from the Wild Witch, Milithy. Oh, yeah, it's definitely then, because Milithy's the one who has the sorcerer's powers, in whose vigilant pursuit of the unknown and the unknowable, I have always felt a certain kinship. Whether the Withdrawn were Milithy's kin by blood or merely worshippers, we trusted one another not to ask or care. What mattered was that Milithy chose the most audacious minds, who stopped at nothing short of the impossible. Though ever distant, the Withdrawn revealed to us such truths about the land which long lay hidden even to one such as I. Their knowledge ever waking into newfound depths of consciousness, they led us all to better know ourselves. So they're not as horrible as the current team is. That's what I got out of that. On Mercy. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy, even for the perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Soliam Mur drifted in an ocean of regret, he found there mercy, or rather, it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they were intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Empire of Sahar. A society which raises... Oh, no, we already got that. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equals in the same society. Okay, it's very wishful thinking, I suppose. The fall of Soliam. From the top of Mount Elodiel, the downside may be seen in its entirety, or at least felt, since so much of the land is shrouded. But that is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lies upon the highest mountains an inverted fall, where waters crash, but not towards the sea, but rush towards the heavens. We speculate these are the very waters which delivered us, but now bend backwards, seeking their return, as do we all. In this phenomenon, can freedom be achieved, but only for the chosen, when the time is right. This is a path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. Neat. The Essence. The winged members of the Essence, each chosen by the matriarch Triesta Tithys, are living exemplars of liberty and piety. Would that my wings could be thus. Once, you, of course, must know we all had wings. It is said the men and women of the Empire relinquished theirs, drawn in by earthly matters as they were, with the hearts, such as Triesta, held tight to the liberty of their plumage could afford. These divergent paths did cause a share of differences between the winged and the wingless over time, but here, in this land, our purposes are shared, our goals united. That, then, is the Essence. That is who they are, and what, and why. Cool. All caught up on the lore reading. Yay. We continue on, because we gotta do more challenges until the next big rite. Oh yeah, we're hanging out in the moonlit alcove first, because we gotta wait for the stars to pop up. Once again, find yourselves amid the hidden splendors of the moonlit alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Small landing on the dark side of the sacred mountain. For many years, Wolfred smuggled supplies and furnishings to this well-hidden locale. Uh-oh. I don't think we picked that up last time. Bide your time. Beyonder, Krister seeks Gilman. You called for me, lovely reader. You have invoked Sandra from the Beyonder, Crystal. What do you wish to do? Request a scribe trial. Just name the victim, and I shall be more than pleased to make him or her suffer for a bit. Ugh, that's definitely been the last couple. It's like, yes, make them suffer. Oh, she already had hers. I think he's the last one. Yeah, he is the last one. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Sir Gilman. You think that dimwit of a worm has any chance? Perhaps you are correct, though. I put little stock in him myself. So, let us bring him forth. Soon Sir Gilman appears in heed of the summons. Master Reader, is this knight perchance in trouble for something? No, why would that be your first question? What did you do? What are you guilty of, Gilman? Should you be worried? The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, worm. You answer to me here. As you will, your highness. Your Highness, I like the sound of that, though flattery shall get you nowhere here. Demonstrate your competence to me, then, worm. You shall have to do it mostly on your own, though under the guidance of your lovely reader. I trust you are prepared. Oh, she still thinks we're lovely. Of course, Your Highness. This knight accepts this challenge. Oh boy. That's quite a setup. Oop. Oh man, I didn't want to grab the ball. Yeah, I wasn't trying to grab it, I was trying to kill that one. Ah, son of a... Alright, hold on. I'm gonna need to restart this and rethink it because... So they're gonna be fairly slow. Maybe we just need to outspeed them instead of trying to... Oh! Gilman! That was running way too fast. There we go. There you go. Alright, that was unintended, but it still works. Oh, nope, he wasn't gonna make it. They had cut that off. Oh, I didn't get to... Oh, I hit a corner. Dang. Oh, alright. Well, that happened. Oh my god, it's not letting me attack. There we go. He keeps hitting corners and not... Wow, seriously? Oh, that's a corner too. Okay. Well, this is gonna make his aiming really off. Dude! Gilman, what the hell? Alright, hold on. This isn't... this isn't working. Oh, this looks so bad. Alright, come on. Oh, bull! Ah, seriously? Okay. Oh, he didn't get it in! Come on. That one didn't hit, apparently. Gilman, come on. Shit. What are you... What was that? Get it in there. How did it shoot through the wall? What was that, Gilman? It doesn't matter, that one still made it. Alright, come on. That's a corner. Oh, I keep forgetting that's a stupid corner. Okay. No, he respawns and just sits there. Okay, that's fine. We need to retry that anyways. What was with that shot through the wall, though? Oop. Laughable. The worm lacks any concept of his foolishness. I would tell you not to waste my time, worm. But the truth is that my time is there for you to waste. Do you think you could do better than that? Yes. Oh, this one is seriously hard. Shit, maybe I should have checked his equipment first. Okay, that's not close enough to kill anyone. Get it! It didn't make it. What the heck? Ah, still made it. You're stuck. Oh, what was that? Gilman, why? I don't get why he can't jump over. They can jump over me just fine, but... Ah, I jumped into it. Ah! Thanks for pushing him in. Ah, that one didn't make it, because their aura comes back so fast, apparently. Alright, so the bottom's going to be open. Oh, okay. And that one's just, you're just fast enough to get it that time, huh? Couldn't get it any other times, but that time you make it. What was that? Get in there! Oh, come on. Nope, you don't get to. We're done with this. You don't get to. Huzzah! This knight prevails! I have no choice but to concur with that assessment, Worm. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Yeah, sufficient. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Master Reader, this knight is humbled after having passed that sorceress test. Wah, by the scales of the Under King Oris, what is that you have? Received Oris scale by completing Sir Gilman's trial. Sir Gilman jumps farther than usual. Okay. Hooray. Anything that helps him, I guess. There you go. Enjoy. That one probably would have been better. Oh well. He got his thing, and that's what matters. Bide your time. We have returned to this place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars will align themselves once more. There, atop the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night that the stars begin to shine. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. Tizo over there, lighting fires. Your companions return there through the liberation rites. What sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Wulfried requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon, everyone is assembled and Wulfried regards a group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan, currently at 36, really, that's it, which I have not talked with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we are now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we all are united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are all still making one key representative on behalf of Molten Milithy. We're still missing. Oh yeah, we are. Molten Milithy. Wow, that's a hell of a name. 4th of the 8 scribes, blah, wild witch. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. Enter Bertha. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. She's got things living in her cloak. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine. Oop. Sorry about that. I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid of us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here has far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You will soon find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. The skeleton arms are kind of scary. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joins the group. You sense her powerful presence. Welcome her aboard. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn reins, meaning it is time we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Choose your path towards salvation. Bwam. 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 Alrighty, well, let's see what we got going on here. Oh man, the accusers and the Pyre Hearts moved up, huh? They're actually tied. Oh, the Fates aren't far behind either. The Withdrawn got knocked all the way down. That is awesome. Alright, I'm fine with that. Alright, so we should knock the accusers and the Pyre Hearts down. Oh man, Fate's not doing well at all. Yeah, the accusers are getting pretty close. We should find where they're at and get rid of them. So we got 3, huh? Yeah. We should be able to take all 3 of them. The accusers, Pyre Hearts, and Chastity. I don't want any of them in this right. So that's dissidents. What's the Pyre Hearts? Oh, that's not helpful. Alright, so then... Whoa. Wow, that's some scary star stuff right there. Oh, that's Yzlak. That's like... looks like Yogg-Saron. All the eyes. Cool. Alright, Jomir. So we'll take on the Pyre Hearts, and they're the first ones to show up. Haste this night to understand that we shall soon confront Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts once more. Then, this is to be the most exciting time. This knight's one-time commanding officer, imagine, if you will, it went without the slightest trace of bravery. Oh, we saw it. Sir Gilman then recants his tale of Sir Deluge's past, and how it is that they wound up together in the downside. Sir Deluge, a worm knight of the Sea Dominion and former ally of Sir Gilman, he lacks the sort of courage for which his kind is known, yet somehow leads the Pyre Hearts anyway. Some worms born under the Sea Dominion's waters sought life meaning on dry land. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and soon put them to use. Sir Deluge was just another bit of frontline fodder in the war against the Highwing remnants. Why would you send worms against birds? That doesn't make sense. Yet, time and again, he distinguished himself for one simple reason. He would not die. His unusual instinct for self-preservation kept him safe in many battles, and over time, he was repeatedly promoted for lack of any real competition. Then, in the Battle of the Spiral Sanctum, that was the one that Jody wasn't a part of, and Amitha was like, hey, we burned that. Sir Deluge retreated anyway. This was a breaking point, and he, at last, was sentenced into exile. So yeah, like, everybody's tied together. I was talking about this with a friend, and it was like, it's kind of crazy how they're not connected, but they're all connected by the events around them. You know, these people are all different folks in the same conflict. And, you know, there's different stuff tying them together, like Hadwin got in trouble for falling in love with a harpy, and, you know, it might have been from the same group that Pamitha is in, and Jody's regiment got wiped out by Pamitha's people in this place where this dude ran off from when he should have been there fighting. It's kind of neat. In the downside, he sought water, where he made contact with Sir Gilman and other members of his kind. They all saluted him as their superior. The other knights had little choice but to respect his rank. As the Pyre Hearts, they conducted the rites in the name of their great hero, the Under King Horus. 7th and the 8th scribes of the rites known as the Preserving or the Sea Sojourner, while adhering to their strict code. This knight might not have failed quite so miserably at that battle of the Spiral Sanctum had his entire regiment not turned in disarray after Sir Deluge fled. Perhaps by confronting his former commander, this knight's old honor may be regained in part. For now, however, this knight must beg your leave. You say goodbye to Sir Gilman in turn. There is no time to make fight preparations now, though in the morning you will press on once again. People to talk to. Oh. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's interesting. You find big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last, unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in the flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in closer, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs could induce paralysis, or worse. A distant region of the Commonwealth, left well alone despite technically being part of the nation. Probably where they hang out. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh is seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else joins you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wolfrid has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madam. Thank you, minstrel. You saved us. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Great wingman. He's like, don't worry, I got this. Alright. Rites of Flame. With these blackened nails I do hereby inscribe the Rites of Flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree that the rites attest of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumphants, and look towards the stars for guidance in their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Sweet. Was there anything she had to say to us? What brings you to me this time, my dear reader? My best friend in all the world, come to visit me again. Does it make you uncomfortable, perhaps, that I should call you thus? Perhaps you think that you do not yet know me very well, but I know you just fine. You reveal a great deal to me when you come visit me like this. You are not the only one who can sense things in others, you know. She laughs to herself. One learns to read a bit when forced to suddenly appear within a book for 837 years or so, especially if one is wont to pry a little. You understand, for it gets rather boring here. I know all about you, a crippled scholar who vowed to help his friends be free again, only to end up spending all his time talking to an apparition stuck in a stone. Oh, I know all about your loves, or lack thereof, about your favorite pastimes, certain habits you may be somewhat loath to admit. I'm not picking my nose while we're talking, really. Fear not, of course. I use this special knowledge only as a means to entertain myself, I think. And if you don't like it, why, just keep your distance, like so many of your predecessors. No, I like talking to her. She's amusing. As for the other Beyonders, They are as race to me as I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. I cannot confide as easily in my own kind as I am able to confide in you. But I suppose that I have said too much. Thank you, as ever, for your visit. You've given me a lot more to think about. More than you know. She laughs again, softly. Alright. Take care of yourself, then. Interesting little side story unfolding with her. Do we have another one to read? Essential structure. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night, shall two triumvirates stand in opposition far enough afield beside their consecrated pyre, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate the three shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversaries, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whosoever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Neat. Oh, still more. Alright, this is just a lore episode, apparently. We the Eight have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars may take cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this, the book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point those stars shall guide you on. Oh, there's still more. Before each rite, the rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, for which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodiel, their identities to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil in their pyre and consecrate the ground using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours." The heavens shall respond when all is set. Oh my god, there's more. Law of the Three. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the Eight, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader whose focus in this book may help the others coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom, which is what we already knew, that us as a reader, we can't go free. God, there's still more. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus commence the rites. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. Oh my god, there's more. Niara. The exiles bearing the raiments of the books, blah, 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 blah. I'm just gonna... If you want to read it, pause it. Good? Okay. Alright, same deal. You want to read it, pause it. god, there's more, guys. It doesn't end. Okay. Good. Alright. Pause. Good. We have a chapter that's not open yet. That's weird. Okay. Pause. Good. Alright. Hey, that's it. Alright. Let's get a move on. You rise early in the morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Let us fly from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Yeah, let's get a move on. That was a lot of reading, guys. Point of interest. What's going on here? Soaring above the Scolian shore, you notice a Panther gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. A damned place down there. I like it least of all. I think among everywhere we've been, I'm thankful that there have been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all. The high-wing remnants. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that breaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Triesta. Anyway, I am pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. We just learned a little bit more about Pamela. That's always nice. Alright. I might push this episode a little longer just to do the rights. Oh, hello. Oh, nope, that's the withdrawn. I don't want to talk to you guys. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Forget how far apart all this is. That's fate. Neat. Bertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurks below. They would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile, we trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Bertrude's. Curses, bombs, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside for these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Onward, south! Hadwin expressed an interest in this route. Well, we do have to... Oh, no, he expressed an interest in this one as well. Well, whatever Hadwin wants, Hadwin gets. Explore the glue hive. You end up spending part of the day with Hadwin exploring the area surrounding your wagon. You learn this area used to be a swimming hole many years ago. With this heat, I sure could go for a swim myself. Too bad about the waters. Your lasting memory of this place is standing by the shore, imagining the feel of the water. As you head back in silence, you consider which of your vocations to pursue. Oh, Hadwin again. Hello. Hadwin seems preoccupied with something, but sees you as you approach. Hey, my friend. Come join me for a bit. His smile returns as you draw near. What a mess we've gotten ourselves into. Gotten you into. It's something I feel bad about. Back when we found you in the sand folds, did you have any idea you were getting into? It has gone as well as can be expected. Say it has been difficult for you at times. Say you feel like you've been through this before. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is this a cycle? Are we gonna get warped back to the beginning after this? You reply that for all the struggles you have had to face together with this group, you remain grateful for this journey. For it is not so that through such struggles you are bound, that your struggles are the bonds of friendship made stronger. Hadewood nods his head in agreement. I think you're right about that. I guess if you can read the stars, then reading matters of the heart might not be all that difficult either. He says nothing more for a time. Look, there's something else I wanted to tell you. You've guided us through this whole ordeal. We've come to depend on having you around. But when the time comes, I hope you do what's best for you. I know being part of a group like this, it's supposed to be all about the group, all about the greater goal, and I get that. It's just, I don't think you owe anyone, or any more to me or anybody here. All of us. We all have problems, right? We wouldn't be here if we didn't. We're all a part of this, and we're all helping one another through it. But in the end, no one's responsible for our own problems except us. So, whether it's that business between Pamitha and Tamitha, or Sir Gilman and his honor, or me, or anybody else, it's for each of us to sort out. I'd like to think that's why we're here. The perspective that we gained, knowing each other, I think it helped us all make it that far. But in the end, our problems are our own. No one's expecting you, or anyone, to set them right for us. It's all any one of us can do to deal with our own problems. Then, to also have to deal with each other's. I think we're all just grateful at this point to have each other for support. So, thank you, my friend, for yours. Now, take care. I'm off for a bit. Oh, that was nice. Lays his hand on your shoulder as he heads out of the wagon. Anything to say for us this time? How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of the void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch. Ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 sol up front. Living on the outskirts of civilization, your days all full of training which could kill you, or just cripple you for life. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Is she blind? I didn't know that. Through glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master. But I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help that at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then if only I could die. I guess she never does open her eyes, huh? I've never noticed it until now. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So given your mortality, let's say that we get back to business here. I never noticed that she didn't open her eyes. She really is blind. You know where to find me. That's why she's so cheeky, she's just tough. Does anybody need more group training? He's close. She's super far ahead. Why is Bertrude so far behind? Very well then. Educate us if thou canst. You and Bertrude go over her understanding of her aura and its connection to her presence, both physical and spiritual. The discussion proves informative. Alright, that leveled her up at least. And then I think the next right will get her over and into the 3s, which will be fine. Although we could probably keep her for a while. Thus does our grasp of the ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. While Percher's Pyre has more than the adversary, she deals an additional 5. Ooh. It's less, she deals an additional 5. Oh, interesting. Aura blasts an arc at a wide angle, brandishing adversaries in a larger area. Bertrude pounces an adversary, she instantly recovers all stamina. Ooh. While slithering uses 50% less and moves 30% more quickly. I want that one. Speed is key. Alright. And then we need to equip her with something too. We'll do that. Alright, well, we're getting on in time. And the lower reading stuff took so much longer than I expected. Ooh, that'll be a good one for her. This took so much longer than I thought it would, and sorry for that. It wasn't the intent. Mushrooms. There we go. I was like, I know I can click them. It doesn't do anything. Oh, that's neat. I never noticed that. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm paying attention, really. What the hell? Okay, so thank you all for watching. I have been Brindis. If you guys liked it, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel or just checking us out and you like what you see, hit subscribe so you'll stay up to date on all of our videos. And looks like we're getting close to the end here, so if you have any suggestions on what we could be playing next, leave a comment.